the president tweeted something yesterday that everybody online was reacting to. By the way, this tweet is so long. It may be his longest tweet, but I got to read it to you. And then we're going to go around and react to it. So, Rob, zoom in a little bit if you could. I have to put Mehran's favorite glasses on. Mehran, this is a shout out to you, buddy. I know you love these glasses. I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon because they have one thing in common: low IQ. They're stupid people. They know it. Their families knows it. Why drop the families in it? Like,
why?
And everyone else knows it too. Look at the past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes. They never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. And they think they get some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody is talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN 100% approval rating of Trump, not flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. I didn't go this far. Psychiatrist or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful.
He lost me right here.
What you said. Far more beautiful than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune, as he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake Fox News, fake news CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They're not MAGA. They're losers. They're just trying to latch on to MAGA. As president, I could get them on my side anytime I want to, but when they call, I don't return.
No, Trump. The people like Mark Levin, who's a never Trumper, Ben Shapiro, never Trumper, Laura Loomer, actually, she's been consistent. But let's be real, though. She's Israel first. Yeah, no. Those are the guys that are actually latched on to MAGA. Those are the guys. And you kicked out the guys who were always MAGA for the guys who were anti-Trumpers back in the day, never Trumpers. So it's amazing how he kind of switched up his loyalty. You're rooting for the people who are, honestly, who used to not be for you. And you're throwing out the people who are always for you. So, yeah, I'm not sure if you want to talk about loyalty and all that good stuff, because Trump, it don't seem like you got it.
Their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Trader Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength and is not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again. And these people have no idea how to do that, but I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world. President Donald J. Trump. Vinny.
I mean, because he's saying this out loud and somebody's typing. I forgot who the girl was that sits.
Yeah, internet petty, got to stop it. Making Dems look sane. No, literally though, internet petty, got to stop. Yeah, they are he's making the Dems look like more of a viable option. Not to me, but to people in the middle. And that's what a lot of people got to understand, bro. The independents, the people who voted for Trump was all kind of like about it. He's losing these guys by the day. Shoot, he's losing his guys who were, some of us who were all out for him. He's losing us as well if he keeps on going down this path, but it doesn't look like he's diverting. So, I mean, look, man, God willing that we wake up one day and this man just turns around completely, but it doesn't look like that, because all the people we have around him wants this war, wants constant conflict, and I guess he's with them.
And just say, I mean, like, look, let's just be honest. Everything that's happening right now, we have to be fair. All these people at one point were hardcore Trump, supporting Trump, and then everything shifted. I think obviously we have to, say the elephant in the room. I think everything comes down to the Bibi Netanyahu Israel situation, where they've all don't like it. They don't like Trump. Let's
be real though. Real suspicions start coming over Trump after the Epstein files. after pretty much it felt like we had to turn this man's hand behind his back to get the Epstein files released. Republicans were in a panic trying to close it up. And shout out to Thomas Massie and Rohanna for getting that Epstein Transparency Act pushed through. So that was the first mistake, because Thomas Massie Rohanna should have never had to do that. Trump should have did it on his own. He should have been front heading it instead of being the one trying to cover it up, trying to say it was a Democrats hoax. So that was the first falling out with, I mean, at least with Candace Owens. He was done with Trump after that. Now, as we start going further and further and we're getting into war with Iran, everybody else start falling off as well.
Going anywhere near. By the way, he's saying all this to them, but then at the same token, he's praising Mark Levin, telling people go watch Mark Levin, which is another weird thing. But the one thing in here, Pat, that drove me crazy. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, this is Trump. When people are like, how could he? It's Donald Trump. He's gonna go after them. He's gonna go after their careers. He's gonna go after their family. When he's saying that Brigitte Macron is being. Wait, what was it? Can you scroll down a little bit, Rob?
More beautiful.
She's more beautiful woman than Ken. In fact, it's not even close. Made me laugh out loud. But I mean, this is it. This is when people say splintering the party. This is exactly what they're talking about. I mean, I've never seen something this long. It took me a while to read.
Now, you know what's crazy? I actually wondered if they took out Adam too, but I think he was on the last show. But honestly, though, like, come on, bro. Adam literally embarrassed the entire brand on Piers Morgan with him pretty much getting slaughtered by Dave Smith. I mean, like I said, all Adam could do was glaze another debater. Didn't really have no points of his own. Sad.
Me?
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Listen, he's saying what a lot of people are feeling. I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that Charlie Kirk is no longer with us. If Charlie was here, a lot of the craziness on the right would have been subdued. I think we need to understand the importance of Charlie Kirk, as he basically brought everyone together and he opened up the dialogue between everybody, debate between everybody, and he said, this is the limit. Was it called the Overton window? The Overton window was completely shifted. And now without Charlie, all the craziest things have now come to the forefront. It would be so easy. We've talked about this on the podcast. It's so easy to just basically say, well, I don't know what happened to Tucker. Candace is crazy. I don't know what happened with Megyn Kelly. Alex Jones. Like, I'm not even going to do that. What I would like to say is, you know, we always talk about, Pat, who's in your ear. You, the listener out there, have a choice of who you consume. We get a lot of shout outs on Manette. Hey, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Even some, you were wrong on this. Great. What I would say is be very careful for who you're listening to every single day. You know who I listen to more often now? People that have not switched up all of a sudden, like Tucker has. You know who I listen to? Glenn Beck. Incredible. You know who I think is absolutely incredible and does not get her flowers? Do you know Dana?
Oh, I'm sorry, but Glenn Beck compared to Tucker Carlson, bro. Tucker Carlson goes on, bro. I'm gonna be real. Documentaries are good. What he did with 9/11 was great. He's exposing the fact that the BB files exist, bro. I mean, what haven't Tucker covered? I mean, Glenn Beck, he's all right, but he's not better than Tucker Carlson. Come on, bro. Come on.
Lash. You know who that is? She used to be the NRA girl. She's incredible. I listened to her for hours on end. She's incredible. I encourage you guys to go listen to her. Makes sense. Ultra conservative.
Wow.
Brandon Tatum, Nick Mateau, even Mark.
Wow. You're naming all of the Zionist shills and say, yeah, you should listen to all these Zionist shills. Even Nick Mateau. And that guy's just starting out. I mean, he had his little like famous moment with Sneeko. And he'd even do so well in that. So basically, Adam is saying, listen to all the Zionist shills, like myself. Crazy. But guys, let's not forget to double tap that screen and like the video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And if you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, please go ahead and super chat it in.
You might not like him for whatever reason. Trump trusts him. So all these people who basically latched on to the MAGA movement.
Here's the thing. I haven't even ever heard of none of these people, like only two of them. So it's just like, bro, I'm sorry, but nobody cares about these guys as much as they care about Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson, who has, I'm gonna be real with you, probably 10 times the amount of followers that these guys have. Talking about people who got like what? I mean, Tucker Carlson got 5 million subs, and that's just on YouTube. Candace Owens, 5 million subs just on YouTube. And Megyn Kelly, I think she's at 3 million. So you really, bro? Really?
They're role players. They're not MAGA. Tucker What did he say about Trump as soon as he left office? I despise the man. I can't wait for him to leave office.
He didn't say that. Come on now. He did not say that about Trump, Adam. You're lying. He criticized Trump for pretty much mocking Christianity on Easter, pretty much, dropping profanity and pretty much wishing or saying that he was willing to commit war crimes and all that good stuff. Like, that's it. He never said, oh, he just hates Trump. Like, come on now. Maybe Candace went that far. I'm pretty sure she went that far, but not Tucker or Megyn Kelly. Alex Jones, he just went that far. He just popped off.
Generally not sure what happened to Candace. A lot of it, you said Bibi Netanyahu, the fact that we think that Bibi Netanyahu is controlling America is part of the problem. So our ex-head of counterterrorism said that. And apparently, like I said, anybody who says that, you guys just lash out against. And then when it's right in our face, when you tell us in our face how Israel dragged us into this war, we're anti-Semitic for calling it out, is wild. Like, come on now, let's be real here. It's in our face. Actually, you know what? Maybe I got to be that dick and I got to show how much in our face it is, because do you know how many politicians of ours have literally sworn their loyalty to Israel right in our face, and brag about it as if it's a good thing? Because it's not just Ted Cruz. It's not just Lindsey Graham. It's way more than just them. So and it's on both sides, not just Republicans either, like Dems. I got smoke for you guys as well for your constant support of Israel and your cowardice when it comes to supporting this war, because you'll sit there and talk shit, but you ain't really put in no work. You're okay with this war as long as this Trump committed to a bad idea? Do y'all really care about, the American people, or do you just care about sticking it to Trump, which is very scary that you even got to ask that question sometimes. But let me see if I can go ahead and find this video real quick. It's kind of buried in my book notes on Twitter. Oh, follow me on X, not at Twitter, but X. Of ours, good for them. But let's just be very clear. Trump's in charge. All these people are second fiddle to Trump. Because we're in the podcast space.
Found it, guys. I found it. See, shout out to this man. Like the video, guys. Like the video. I'm out here working overtime for you guys. Make sure y'all double tap that screen. And like I said, send in some support just to support the show. It could be a gift, super chat, don't really matter. But let's take a little time out to appreciate the honesty of our politicians.
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day.
If you enjoy having a cell phone, thank Israel for that.
I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate. And I've worked every day to do that.
Whether or not in Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel.
Does that mean I think we should put the interests of America over Israel? No.
It's one of the most important things I do, to watch, be the guardian of Israel.
Israel today, Israel tomorrow, Israel forever. God bless you.
Stand with me, with Israel, with our ally.
There is no Palestinian state, no matter how many papers they put out.
Our prayer is that America will always stand with Israel.
I have said to people when they ask me if this capital crumbled to the ground, the one thing that would remain is our commitment to our aid. And I don't even call it aid, our cooperation with Israel.
It is up to Israel, and we should support our allies wherever they are when they're fighting the bad guys.
Israel is our greatest ally.
So to our allies in Israel and to the Jewish people around the world, my message to you is this: reinforcements are on the way.
And he loves Israel too.
Sure.
So, no, we're not tripping when we say this. They say it right to our face. I try to tell us we're anti-Semitic when they're saying it right to our face. But okay, though, I'm tripping, right? Right? All right, then.
Probably give these people a little bit more credibility than they deserve. And I would just encourage everybody out there to recognize who's in your ear. Are they opinions or are they actual news and facts?
I first of all preface this by saying we all want Trump and the administration to succeed. Period. Full stop.
Yes.
I make a distinction between destructive criticism and constructive criticism. There's no constructive criticism that could be made of that tweet. It's, I think the only people really defending it are a handful, and they will defend whatever Trump does, regardless of what Trump does. You said, Charlie Kirk was keeping the fringe elements of the right in line. I view it the other way. I think Charlie Kirk was a voice of reason in Trump's ear, and when that voice of reason was snuffed out, Kirk would have said maybe hold off on that post for a little while. I view the post only from a question of logic. And
you're saying that Charlie Kirk would have held off Trump's posts?
I think Charlie.
I'm going to object to that. Trump's been posting.
In my personal opinion, bro, Charlie Kirk was 2 weeks away from having a Nick Fuentes interview. Okay, guys, that's how crazy it was about to get. 2 weeks away, just like Iran's nuclear bomb, guys. 2 weeks away.
Years craziness.
Well, no. Mean tweets are different than that tweet. That's a distinction.
That's a mean tweet to me.
No, that is a diatribe of what some will call a deranged tweet, and it contradicts
itself. So that's where you're going right now.
No, it was
deranged.
No.
That's where you're going with this?
I'm going with that nobody reads that post except for a handful of people and says that's a great post. Nobody does.
But it's true.
But well, how can it be true? In the same post, he says CNN gives me 100% approval, and CNN is fake news. I mean, how do you make those two
CNN
statements?
did do that. We covered that on
Well, first of all, but understand what I'm saying here. I've been saying for a little while, CNN coming out and saying Trump and MAGA has 100% approval. If you view that as a lens of fake news to convince Trump that what he's doing is pleasing MAGA, view CNN's statement as sabotage, not as truth, because it's not truth. And so once you view it that way,
I'm sorry, but it should have been easy to see through. It's like, bro, no, this is CNN literally trying to manipulate Trump into making himself commit to this bad idea. And this is why Trump always brings it up, because they've fooled Trump. And I'm pretty sure the pros are. And it's like, see, even CNN say you're doing good with MAGA. And they don't ever want to give good news about you. Or they want to continue seeing you make a mistake, and they'll go ahead and, give you propaganda to keep you doing or keep you committed to that mistake. I'm sorry, but you're foolish if you truly thought 100% of MAGA agreed with this.
You have Trump saying CNN is saying that I've got 100% support when it quite clearly is not the case.
So what's your point? That Tucker has credibility, that Megyn Kelly hasn't switched up, that Candace hasn't gone off the rails?
Candace
is that what you're saying?
Candace has gone off the rails on certain issues. Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson.
Issues. The main issue is that she basically is trying to torpedo Charlie Kirk's legacy. That's the criticism.
How is she trying to torpedo Charlie Kirk's legacy by not believing the narrative that he was shot by Tyler Robinson? It's not like she's going out there saying Charlie Kirk was this bad guy, he was evil. No, she's not doing that. If anything, she's proving how America First Charlie was. Actually, she's actually saving Charlie Kirk's legacy more than TPUSA is. So what are you talking about?
Hold on, that's not.
She's doing documentaries about Erica Kirk.
That's not Trump's presidency. So, what I'm talking about, Trump's.
Yeah, how wild Erica Kirk is, her shady past, not Charlie Kirk's. I mean, she's not diminishing nothing about Charlie Kirk's legacy. If anything, she's putting high speculation on Erica Kirk. And you can agree with that or not, but it has nothing to do with Charlie's legacy. Not even like she's coming after the kids either. It's mainly about the wife, and that's it.
But you're saying, I'm going right to the source. He's calling these people out. Are you defending these people? I'm asking you.
Am I defending these people? Do you think it's a good move to go after Alex Jones, who arguably but not arguably got Trump elected in 2016?
Well, I'll hear you. I'll hear you and say, do you think it's a good move for Alex Jones to go after Trump? Because he doesn't agree with one thing that Trump did.
The one thing that
if we're talking about Iran, Trump's been talking about taking out Iran for decades.
The one thing,
and all of a sudden,
bro, that's retarded. I'm sorry, but you can't sit there and bring up an interview in the 80s and discount everything he said current day. Like I said, it's very stupid how a lot of MAGA wants to go back to what Trump said in an interview in the 80s and then act like he didn't change his mind throughout the years. And I mean, it would be obvious that he did, considering the disaster in the Middle East that preceded that. So I'm sorry, but you guys are dumb for bringing up that 1980s interview instead of bringing up what he was talking about from 2014 and up. I'm sorry, but we're not hearing that. He said no war with Iran, no new wars, keep out the Middle East. The Bush was stupid, and Obama would be stupid if he got into war with Iran. So why are y'all switching up?
And he does it, and it's a bad thing?
The one thing of a truth post in which Trump says a civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back.
He didn't do it.
didn't do it is different than not putting that tweet out. When that post goes out, do I expect someone like Alex Jones, who has supported Trump the entire time, to maybe sound the bloody alarm to Trump? That's not a good post. Don't act. You don't get credit for not acting on that post. You should have not put that post out in the first place. And maybe it's the voices like Alex Jones that got Trump to take a step back.
I hear you.
Maybe a civilization dying tonight, never to be brought back, is not a good thing for midterms and 2020.
I hear you and I respect you. The words that he says, you're smart enough to realize you can't go chasing all of Trump's words. You'll end up in the S.E.T asylum we talked about in the last segment. Follow his actions. Trump's trying to make a deal here.
And that's what I'm saying. Here's the double speak. Is he Mr. Fuck Around or Find Out or not? Is he Taco Trump or Mr. Fuck Around and Find Out? Because like I said, y'all trying to have it both ways, whenever it fits your argument. But let's go back to the promises that Trump made, guys. Let's take a quick little 4-minute break.
Hey, President Trump, how are those mass deportations going?
They said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people and they're working now on farms.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude.
Oh. Well, surely no new wars in the Middle East like you've campaigned on for years, right?
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. We should have never gone into the Middle East. We should have never gone into the Middle East. Under my leadership, we will turn the page forever on those foolish, stupid days. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. You're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. The United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
Donald Trump issued an ultimatum to Iran: open the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours or America will attack their power plants.
Why is the Pentagon going to ask Congress for an additional $200 billion?
So we're in very good shape, but we want to be in the best shape.
Oh. So why are we going to war with Iran again?
You know, if we didn't do that B-2 attack, Israel would have been wiped out. They would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks after that.
Because Israel was determined to act with or without the U.S., our Commander-in-Chief and the administration and the officials I just named had a very difficult decision to make.
Miriam gave my campaign, indirectly and directly, $250 million. She was number one. Miriam and Sheldon would come into the office. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else I can think of. But they were very responsible for so much, including getting me thinking about Golan Heights.
Oh. Well, I'm sure there will be zero repercussions for this war, and it's probably only going to go on for like a week, right?
As we head into week 4 of this war. As gas prices climb across the country, President Trump pressured allies to help secure safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz.
A major shipping route for oil has effectively been shut down amid this war, sending shockwaves through the markets, with gas jumping nationwide from an average of $2.92 in Kansas to more than $5 a gallon in California.
Look, gas prices are up. And we know they're up, and we know that people are hurting because of it.
Well, at least we as the MAGA movement still collectively agree that child transitioning is wrong, right? Okay, how about those Epstein files?
So this is a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president. What this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party had. But don't talk about it too much because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends.
So who gave the order to flag records related to President Trump? To flag any records which included his name?
I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you, Senator.
Eventually, you're going to have to answer for your conduct in this.
Oh. Well, it kind of seems to me like the Republican president has slowly transitioned into a Democrat president. Hey, MAGA, why are we voting for these people again? One thing is certain. We didn't leave MAGA. MAGA left us. But the question is, are we going to allow that? Or are we going to take the reins from the man who started it all, but has sadly become the opposition to everything that we stand for? Or are we going to continue to lick the boot and bend the knee to people who don't give a shit about us? They use us for our vote. They lie directly to our faces. They protect child predators. They want to grant mass amnesty to millions of illegal immigrants. And now they're totally fine with children being mutilated and indoctrinated by their crazy-ass liberal parents. Fuck Trump, fuck Vance, fuck Rubio, fuck the Republican Party as a whole, fuck the Democrats, fuck them all. This is not the shit that we signed up for. Wake the fuck up.
Yep. And that's just the truth about it. It's not what we signed up for, but for some reason, people are just taking it as if, bro, I just don't get it, guys. Like, I really don't, MAGA. Trust me. Like, I want to be on y'all side, but I can only be on y'all side if things that I voted for, that we voted for, are getting done. And they're not. Actually, some of it is being walked back.
In my opinion, when Trump did that, he's basically saying, pay attention to me, because something's about to happen in the next 24 hours. Because you know who moves the move cycle? One person, Donald Trump. None of these other people. So I'm trying to understand what your point is. That you're saying that Trump is bad for sending out a mean tweet? Genuinely.
Let's distinguish between a mean tweet.
No. Okay, actually, let's be real. When he sits there and insults Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and Alex Jones, he's insulting all of their fans too, in a way. And I know you may not understand that, but you'll get it. Because Republicans voter turnout is going to be shit. And you're going to see why, because of Trump doing this. You got to understand, like I said, everybody who follows Candace Owens with the dedication is now done with Trump. Everybody who follows Tucker Carlson with the dedication to it is now no longer supporting Trump. Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, they all have millions of loyal fans that now no longer support Trump. So when he didn't just hit them, he hit them and millions of fans of them. I mean, and they got way more fans than Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, and probably everybody on the Fox News cast. They got more fans, more followers than all of them, more influence than all of them. So he's tripping by even going against them.
Tweet and that truth post, which, if it doesn't ruffle feathers, but if it gets his most ardent supporters to say, time to take a step back. And if there's an 8 o'clock deadline, sorry, I'm not going to wait until tomorrow morning.
No, I hear you, Viva, so they've been criticizing Trump for a month now. Well, if not longer.
Well, but
so you're saying that was the straw that broke the camel's back?
They've been you're saying they've been criticizing him for a month over the same issues and an escalation on that issue.
Yep.
Now, by the way, when that post
was Epstein in war with Iran, they was on his ass about the Epstein issue. Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. They were, bro, when Trump said that BS about it just being a Democrat's hoax, bro, Tucker Carlson pretty much invited on a goddamn historian on Epstein who gave a 4-hour interview giving you the Epstein timeline from 1980s to current day. That's how serious Tucker Carlson was with it. I mean, Candace Owens, she was doing her own deep dive into Epstein. Megyn Kelly was doing her own deep dive into Epstein. Alex Jones. But what about the rest of MAGA influencers? I'll tell you what they did, man. They shut their fucking mouth and act like it never happened. Act like it never effing happened. And those are the guys you're standing behind? The guys who hushed the F up when it came to child pedophilia, when it came to child trafficking? Really? That's what you're siding with. I really want you to think about that.
Came out and everyone's like, he's just negotiating. It's the art of the deal.
What loyalty does Trump have to these people?
My analysis of that tweet was, it's not the art of a deal to make a threat in a tweet that you know that you can't follow through on. So he's coming out and saying, oh, civilization will end tonight, but I didn't do it. So that's the art of the deal. No, what I said at the time was he made a threat that he could not possibly follow through on. People knew it. And now it's arguable as to whether or not the 10-point plan or the 14-point plan, whatever, is actually a victory for Trump or a victory for Iran. It doesn't matter. The good thing that happened at the end of that, whether or not it was because of or despite the opposition from Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson, he stepped off the pedal a little bit, and now we are back in a world that is not on the verge of a cataclysmic World War III. You want to say that it had nothing to do with Alex Jones? We'll never know. Alex Jones voiced his concern, took a lot of shit for it, but ultimately Trump took his foot off the pedal, and now we're in a safer place than we would have been at 8 o'clock Tuesday night had he gone through with that.
Sure, I hear what you're saying. I'll just ask you one question. Who do you think has the most credibility? Who do you trust the most at this point with these decision makings?
There's no room for trust. You can trust but verify.
You trust Tucker?
I listen to Tucker.
Bro, you're acting like they're in the White House making making decisions as well. What are you talking about? You're asking me who do I trust more to tell me the truth about what's going on in Iran? Tucker. Yeah, I'll be real with you. It's going to be Tucker, because whatever Trump tells me, I always check out and it's wrong. And whenever Tucker tells me, I check out and it's the truth. So, yeah, if you want me to be honest, when it comes to this Iran war, I'm going to believe Tucker. But if it's about, well, what direction America is going in, well, why would I not listen to, well, the president? because he decides that. So it all depends on the topic, honestly.
I don't trust anybody except for a divine power.
Sure.
I'll listen.
But there's levels of trust.
No, I think there's trust is a bizarre word. Verify. I'll listen to Tucker Carlson. I'll disagree with him when he had on
trust is a weird word now.
Yeah, because you don't trust. Trust implies that you abandon critical thought.
There's levels of trust.
No, there's verify. So I don't trust anybody except for my wife. I don't trust anybody. So now I'll listen.
Why would you even trust your wife at this point?
Because I've already dedicated my life to her. So if she defies,
did you verify that?
If she defies me, then my life is
now?
effectively over. There's no one else to whom I've dedicated my life except for a divine power. I haven't dedicated.
So you
to
don't
that.
trust anybody.
Okay, I don't trust anybody. But bottom line, the trust. You listen to Tucker. I'll disagree with him when he says something crazy, like when he has on George Stephanopoulos' sister and says that the Christian population in Israel is declining. Outright wrong. Called him out at the time about it. I'll listen to Alex Jones. Disagree with him at sometimes. You cannot deny the influence that Alex Jones was integral in Trump getting elected in 2016. And if you think it's a good,
the Christian population isn't declining it's not declining. That's actually fake news. It's stagnant. That's the problem. It's like there's not really Christians wanting to go to Israel, but the Christians who are there. So it hasn't really declined. It's this stays stagnant while Christian populations in Middle Eastern countries, Muslim countries are actually growing. Like it's really crazy when Qatar got more Christians than Israel. Like that's crazy.
But then if you think it's a good idea, 6 months out of the midterm to do that, what would have been better?
I have a very different perspective, but than either one of you guys.
Well, I was going to ask you, what did you think of the post?
I'm going to give my thoughts, but I'm going to go to Tom first, and I'll give the final thoughts. Go ahead, Tom.
I'll make this quick. A lot has already been said. I remember one time getting really lectured by my dad, like really lectured. And he had been pushed over the edge, and he was going back and bringing up stuff that were months old. But I was his son.
Guys, you got any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements? Look, I would love to hear it, and I would love to read it out loud, especially the insults if you got the balls to do it. But please, just go ahead and send in a $2 super chat, and I'll be happy to engage with it. If not, you can continue crying in the chat. All right. But make sure to double tap that screen as well, though. Don't be a dick. Show a little bit of support.
And I was guilty of a lot of that. And I said, Mom, what was that all about? And she said, you and your dad have had 2 really rough weeks, and he's really upset. Let him cool off. And that was really good advice. And I sit back here and I see, I don't want to dissect the post, but there's a lot of people in there that have turned against him, and he's very frustrated by it. And he's looking for people looking around who are going to be telling him the truth. You don't think he's sitting around and questioning some of these military advisors that have told him some things? You don't think he's a little frustrated? And then the people put it on people looking at them. Oh, they supported him and now they're upset with him. So now they're saying these things. Look at the other way. He's like, they supported me and now they're saying these things. And so I think it's some of this. I agree with you about constructive and destructive criticism. But I think some of this is he really got pushed, and he's really gotten pushed by some of these people. And that's what I think.
Yeah. So here's how I process this. I wrote this whole thing down while you guys are going back and forth to see where my mind is. Last night we're at the dinner. This tweet comes in. I'm reading it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, what just happened right now? So let's go through it. Number one, short term, midterm, long term. If we think about it short term, if Trump's made up his mind that he's doing this, and he's going with the war, with all the access to information that you got, you're going through it, you cannot be surprised if people are criticizing you. You're the man in the arena, okay? And you're not just any man in the arena, you're at the center of it, and everyone's eyes are on you, okay? So if I'm in this season, and I'm him, and he knows what he's going to be doing, you know how LeBron would do a blackout on Twitter when he was in the playoffs?
Yeah.
There was always a blackout on Twitter when you're in the playoffs. You're like, don't have any noise. I don't think he needs noise right now while he's in it. I think take the trusted advisors, limit it to 20 different people, ask what they're thinking. He needs moments like this, like what just happened right now. This was great to kind of hear people out and go through it and listen to reasonable players. And don't put a lot of time into the emotional people that you know are not going to support anything you do. Like if I have a track record with you and I know you've never supported me for anything I've said behind closed doors, I don't know Tucker and Trump's relationship. What I hear from a lot of people, Tucker's never liked Trump behind closed doors. Not in front of people, behind closed doors. You don't think Trump knows that? And I think in this case that he's in, he knows Megyn Kelly tried to come for him. when she asked that question, and they went back and forth. And then it was great to see them on the 2024 when Megan was up on stage and said good things about Trump. People wanted to see that. I thought it was a great moment in election. But I think if you're here and you've made up your mind, you're going through it, don't pay any attention to the noise. Go through your advisors and make the decision based on what your advisors and people are telling you. You're going to get natural criticism. And by the way, here's a tough part about decision making. When I'm an operator and I'm running a company, there was a couple guys that behind closed doors were so freaking manipulatively critical about every move I made. You know what I realized? I realized I am never going to win them over. So their criticism had this much weight with me. Zero. I don't care what you say. Your credibility is here. Literally, I never listened to anything they said. Then there was a guy that was 50-50 with criticism that he would give. And he had moral authority because he was building a business. That guy carried weight. And then there was the ass kissers that you couldn't ever do wrong. I couldn't go to them all the time because they would never tell me the real thing because they always wanted to just tell you whatever you wanted to hear. Trump needs to not be tempted by these guys and by these guys. Both of them are dangerous to you. The guys that you will never, ever win over, you can't try to win them over. There is this element of a man like Trump or all of us that we want.
Man, bro, only if bro was alive, bro, he would have had a field day with this. Yeah, George Carlin would have a field day with this shit. Literally, it has just been so much, bro. It have been just, think about it, all the contradictions. We see one thing, our government tells us another. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, Iran's an imminent threat. It's just like, bro, the BS on top of BS that they did to sell this award, bro, that man would have had a field day with. Shout out to my man, Jet. Like I said, guys, you got any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements? You can feel free to send it in. Just $2 and up. I'll be happy to read it out loud, engage with it. Appreciate the support, my man.
Want to win over the people that criticized us. We want to win them over. You're not going to.
Right.
So just let that go. And then there's the other part of guys that are like they're constantly doing what? They're constantly firing you up. Like I remember I had a couple guys that would come to my office.
All right, Patrick. You're just gonna yap about business, which I appreciate your business sense, but not right now. All right, let's get into a little bit of a war coverage. Why the Strait of Hormuz is so difficult to open. Shout out to the Daily Mail, which is ironically